April 7th, 1805, the resumption of the Lewis and Clark expedition. On April 7th, 1805, the Lewis and Clark expedition, led by Meriwether Lewis and William Clark, resumed its westward journey along the Missouri River, following a winter spent at Fort Mandan, where they gathered information from the Mandan and Hidatsa tribes. The expedition aimed to explore the Louisiana Purchase. Commissioned by President Thomas Jefferson, the expedition's objectives included mapping the territory, finding a route to the Pacific Ocean, and establishing relations with Native American tribes. With a team of 33 men, including soldiers, hunters, and interpreters, the equipped with 2 keelboats and 2 pirogues carrying various supplies, the expedition faced diverse challenges, navigating through forests, prairies, and mountains. Despite harsh weather, encounters with hostile Native Americans, and limited supplies, the expedition successfully reached the Pacific Ocean on November 7, 1805. Their return to St. Louis on September 23, 1806 marked the culmination of a challenging, yet triumphant journey. The Lewis and Clark expedition's discoveries significantly influenced the United States, offering valuable insights into the Louisiana Purchase and Western territories. Additionally, the expedition played a crucial role in promoting American expansion and exploration. 1805, the premiere of Beethoven's Resumption Symphony. On April 7, 1805, Ludwig van Beethoven debuted his Third Symphony, known as Resumption, at the theater of An der Wen in Vienna. This symphony marked a significant milestone in Beethoven's career, and it's revered as one of the greatest symphonies ever composed. Originating in 1802, Beethoven initially dedicated the symphony to Napoleon Bonaparte. However, following Napoleon's self-coronation as emperor in 1804, Beethoven withdrew the dedication. Comprising 4 movements, the song is renowned for its expansive forms, dramatic contrasts, and emotional intensity. The powerful sonata allegro first movement commences with a slow introduction, followed by a lyrical andante con moto, a scherzo with a trio in the third movement, and a triumphant finale based on the French Revolutionary song La Marseillaise. The symphony's premiere garnered widespread acclaim from both critics and audiences, establishing Beethoven as a preeminent composer. Its influence resonated across generations, solidifying Beethoven's status as one of the greatest musical minds in history. 1831, Pedro II's ascension to the Brazilian throne. On April 7, 1831, Pedro II of Brazil was declared emperor of the age of 5. His father, Pedro I, had abdicated the throne in his favor, leading to a period of regency until Pedro II reached maturity. His reign, lasting 58 years, was characterized by economic growth, political stability, and significant social reforms, including his support for the abolition of slavery in Brazil achieved in 1888. Pedro II, a highly educated and intelligent leader, was admired for his diplomatic skills and political acumen. He championed education, the arts, and sciences, and was a fervent advocate for Brazilian independence and sovereignty. Despite his popularity, Pedro II's rule came to an abrupt end in 1889 when a military coup ousted the monarchy, establishing a republic in Brazil. Pedro II lived in exile in Europe until his passing in 1891. 1842, First Anglo-Afghan War. On April 7, 1842, a significant event unfolded during the First Anglo-Afghan War. The culmination of the siege of Jalalabad, the relief forces, led by General George Pollock, successfully repelled the besiegers commanded by Muhammad Akbar, bringing an end to the prolonged siege. The stalwart defenders, under the leadership of Robert Henry Sale, had held out Jalalabad since November 12th of the preceding year. The siege of Jalalabad was a crucial episode in the broader context of the First Anglo-Afghan War, a conflict marked by complex geopolitical dynamics and military engagements. The successful defense and release of Jalalabad represented a triumph for the British forces, proving a glimmer of hope amidst the challenges they faced in the harsh Afghan terrain. General Pollock's decisive action not only lifted the siege, but also showcased the resilience and strategic prowess of the British forces. The defenders, who endured months of hardship and isolation, emerged victorious, solidifying Jalalabad's place in the annals of military history. 1862, the Battle of Shiloh. On April 6 or 7th, 1862, the Battle of Shiloh, one of the bloodiest battles of the American Civil War, took place near Shiloh, Tennessee. Union forces under General Ulysses S. Grant were surprised by a Confederate attack led by General Albert Sidney Johnston. Johnston was killed in the fighting, and Confederate command fell to General P.G.T. Beauregard. The Union forces were able to rally, and they eventually drove the Confederate back. The battle ended on April 7th with a Union victory. The Battle of Shiloh was a major turning point in the Civil War. It showed that the Union forces were capable of defeating the Confederates in a major battle. It also led to the rise of Grant, who would eventually become the commander of all Union forces and lead the North to victory in the war. 1868. The assassination of Thomas D'Arcy McGee. On April 7, 1868, Thomas D'Arcy McGee, a key father of the Confederation, was assassinated by Fenian activists. Born in Ireland in 1825, McGee fled to Canada in 1857, becoming a prominent Irish-Canadian politician and leading figure in Canadian politics. Advocating strongly for Irish independence, McGee played a vital role in the formation of the Dominion of Canada. As a member of Parliament and a minister of the Macdonald government, he passionately supported Confederation, envisioning a united and prosperous nation. Despite his popularity, McGee faced controversy, particularly for his vocal opposition to Fenianism, a movement advocating Irish independence through force. On April 7, 1868, while walking home from the House of Commons, McGee was fatally shot by Patrick James Whelan, a Fenian activist hired to carry out the assassination. McGee's sudden death sent shockwaves through Canada, mourning the loss of a revered and respected figure in the nation's history. 1897. Great idea. On April 7, 1897, a consequential event unfolded as Greece, influenced by the Megali idea, refused to comply with the Ottoman Empire's ultimatum demanding the withdrawal of Greek forces that had landed on the island of Crete on February 15th. This refusal marked the beginning of the Greco-Turkish War. The Megali idea, or Great Idea, was a nationalistic concept in Greece that sought to reclaim territories with a significant Greek population, including parts of the Ottoman Empire. The tensions surrounding the situation in Crete, where a Greek population existed, escalated to the point where diplomatic efforts gave way to armed conflict. Greece's rejection of the Ottoman ultimatum triggered hostilities, leading to the Greco-Turkish War of 1897. The war, also known as the 30 Days War, was characterized by intense but brief military engagements. Despite the initial aspirations of the Megali idea, the conflict ended with Greece facing military defeat, and the intervention of the Great Powers resulted in the signing of the Treaty of Constantinople in December 1897.